Good evening. My dear old friend Barbara asked me to say a few words on the Lord's Prayer. And I figured, this is the formula that's basically shaped the whole of Western civilization, the whole of the Christian and, if you will, post Christian cultures um, that are united by a certain common mentality or attitude that has to do with values and ideals and all that. And we may phrase them and rephrase them individually as cultures, but deep down it's the same matrix of a formula called the Lord's Prayer. So, what I would like to do for Barbara and whoever else is interested is to analyze that, to like sort it out a little bit. We all know the formula, our Father who art in the heavens, and that's a plural form because solis in Latin means the heavens, like in St. Paul, several heavens. I'm in the third heaven. Seven up, the soda pop, seven up. It means you're in the seventh heaven. 7 stories up because you're so high in the experience. So the idea of several heavens is not controversial in any way in Christian theology. It's just unusual because we don't really talk about those things anymore. Anyways, our Father who art in the heavens. That's the opening, that's the address. That's like the phone number if you want to call somebody. You dial, like I call your name and I have your attention. That's a knee reflex. There's nothing you can do about it. Whoever calls your name has your attention, if only for a split second. So the address is our Father who art in the heavens. That then I can presume to have the attention of the one I'm calling. I'm calling on the Father of whatever is, us all. Not my Father, but our Father. So, and then comes 7 petitions, and I will go through them one by one, a little hastily perhaps, but still, so that we see that this formula, it scans us and addresses us on level after level, all the way from our connection to the spiritual world to the connection to the natural world in the end. And in between everything, like our heart, our connection to above, the beyond world, the heart connection, and our grounding, our rootedness. So, hallowed be thy name is the first petition. Or let's just go through them, all 7. Our Father who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in the heavens. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil. And then you seal it off with one of these, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Or something. Whatever. That's local traditions do it different ways. So let's look at these petitions one by one. Hallowed be thy name. That means to hallow something, like Halloween, hallow evening. That means to hallow something means to make it holy, or to acknowledge its holiness, to bring about reverence and like deep respect for it. And name, what does it name? Our Father, hallowed be thy name. It's like the Father has a name, but we haven't heard it. What name in the ancient traditions means your business, what you're about. So I come in the name of something. That means I'm doing the errand of that something or someone. In the name of the king, I hereby, or in the name of this state, in the name of my family, in the name of. So, hallowed be thy name. So God's business has to be holy for us. And that's what we pray about. For the energy or the impetus to keep the business of our Maker a sacred business for us. Then you say, "Thy kingdom come." It means the order of things that you intend, or that you meant for things to be, like not this mess we're living in currently, but the idea of the world as a totality, not just the physical world, or not just the spiritual world, or not just my own inner world, but the world as a totality, for that to order itself and start to harmonize with itself. That is the next petition, the number 2 petition. Thy kingdom come. Like, please, let's manifest this. I'm with you. I'm with it. We're all in this. We who pray this are in it. Thy kingdom come. Not my kingdom. The kingdom. Thy kingdom. Thy will be done. Not my will. Thy will. The whole thing is thy, thy, thy. You. Like, not me, not me, not me, not me. So I'm trying to align my will and my intention with this greater will and this greater intention, so I can step out of my own selfish means and ends. So, hallowed be thy name, not just my name, thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. It doesn't mean that my will shouldn't be done. It just means that I'm aligning my will with the greater will. And that will give me a lot of power. But I'm not using it to satisfy my own personal desires. I step out of those. That's why I become powerful in the Lord, in my Maker's name, so to speak. So thy will be done. And then comes something which is not a petition in itself, but that applies to all 3 of the previous ones. Hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. And that is, on earth as it is in the heavens. Like, acknowledging that in the spiritual realms, on an ideal level and so forth, things are already perfect. It's the way it's meant to be. But here, where we dwell and confront each other, or miss each other, or try to interact in various ways, it's not always that good. So the order and harmony and intent that rules on an ideal level should manifest here. That's what we're asking for in all these 3. In hallowed be thy name, in thy kingdom come, and in thy will be done. Why? Yes, because we want manifest on earth what is on an ideal level, in the heavens, so to speak. Then comes the 4 petitions that's about this earth. And the first one is, give us this day our daily bread. And what is our daily bread? Is it a loaf of bread? It can be, of course. It's anything that gives us nourishment. And that could be beauty. It could be the sight of a happy child. It could be, a caress. It could be, a good deed that we even just witness, or that somebody does to us or we do to them. Any of that stuff, as well as, a hot dog. Anything that gives us nourishment, be it body or soul, is the daily bread. So, our daily bread, we're actually implying that it belongs to us somehow. It's a part of who we are. Experiences of beauty, of truth and goodness is a part of who we are. But we block them out, or they're being blocked out to us, from us. So what we're asking for is for them to be given to us. The experiences of goodness, like a juicy hamburger is an experience of goodness when you're really hungry. And if you have not experienced a juicy hamburger as goodness, you have not been really hungry. So, give us this day our daily bread. That's an experience of the heart. It could be something as easy as being physically satisfied by a juicy hamburger, or it can be, receiving an embrace by a loved one, or it can be holding someone's hand while they're dying. It can be all those things and more. They're all that. They're all the daily bread, so they're connected to our hearts. And then comes something which is connected to our guts. You see, it's moving down like this. And that is, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. We're not asking for all our transgressions to be like just deleted. We're asking for proportionality. To the extent that I'm willing to let go of whatever somebody owes me, or whatever they've overstepped on my boundaries, to whatever extent I'm willing to let go of that, please help me to have others let go of whatever I'm overstepping or withholding. Because basically, this trespassing thing is not just about my overstepping my boundaries or infringing on other people's space. It's also my withholdings. Like, when it is my turn to chip in, I'm not doing it. That's a trespassing as well. Because what I give then is want, is negativity, is lack. I should have contributed with a word or a deed or a presence of something, and I'm not. Well, that's a contribution too. And, people will suffer from that, whether they know it or not. So forgive us our trespasses to the same extent that we forgive those who trespass against us in those ways. That has to do with, the gut feeling of, oh, this was too much, or this wasn't enough to us or to others from us. And then comes an obvious one, which has to do with our genital life, so to speak, or sexual life. But not only our sexual life per se, but everything that's connected to, the Freudian sphere, put it that way. The sphere where Freud's thing really does apply. Because it does not apply everywhere, but here it does. And that is, lead us not into temptation. And temptation, that is when we're leaving our better knowledge behind in order to get what we desire. So I know this is not good. It's not good for me. It's not good for her or for them or for him or for whatever. But what the hell? I really would like to have it. That's, when you leave your conscience behind. You leave what you really know to be good behind because what the fuck? You really want it. That is temptation. So, lead us not into temptation. I mean, we're going to have temptations enough as it is anyways. So we're not asking really for any temptation to go away. We're just asking for the strength to endure whatever temptation is in our heart. Finally, that which connects us to the earth and our earth life, our physical body, our environment, our physical environment, that which grounds us. That's where our survival instincts reside, in this rooty area, And where our survival instincts reside, we're willing to let others perish in order for us to remain. If we have not experienced that, we haven't really experienced that type of threat to our physical existence. But whoever's a vital person, whoever's healthy in their soul, does have that instinct of survival and will be willing to let others perish in order to remain on earth themselves. To kill instead of being killed. To kill instead of having your own children killed. To kill instead of having your partner killed, and so forth. To kill in order to maintain your existence as an individual or even as a family. So what you're asking for is deliver us from the evil, because that healthy instinct obviously can be abused. So not only do you kill what's immediately threatening to you or to your kin, but you might just, while you're at it, kill their kin as well, or their lovers, or friends, or students, or teachers, or relatives, or whatever. You just keep going because you've started. That's evil. So what you're asking is for your Maker to protect you from yourself in that sense, from your own tendency to overstep your boundaries of somebody who is the guardian of life and death. And then eventually, as you have gone through these 7 petitions, you traditionally want to seal this. You put a seal on it, like you make an invisible cross as an imprint. And that cross consists of the words, "For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory." The power and the glory, forever and ever, or from eternity to eternity. Amen. Or this. So that's how you work with the Lord's Prayer. Quick rundown. Connection to the above. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth as it is in the heavens. On earth as it is in the heavens. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, from eternity to eternity. Because between these 2 eternities is time. And in time are we, you and I, all of us. We are in time. As long as we breathe, as long as our heart beats, we are in time. We're between eternities. That's why you say from eternity to eternity, or from eon to eon, really. That's what's been forming us so far in our civilization, our community of cultures that has been impressed by the Christian thing, so to speak. And I think even Mohammedan cultures, if they want to, can have a relationship to this formula without infringing on their integrity. If any Mohammedan is listening to this, I would like them to consider that, because it's a good formula. It's been working good so far. It's been getting us out of a lot of trouble. It's been keeping us out of even more trouble, and hopefully, it can be abused. It has been abused. It will be abused. It is abused. But that goes for anything that's useful. So I'm inviting you, even if you are an adherent to other faith than the explicitly Christian one, to try to relate to this formula, because it's useful, and I want to share it with you.